Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of 911 Season 2, the penultimate episode of the season. The last episode that we watched was called Bobby Begins Again, which focused on the backstory of Bobby, but not the part obviously where he lost his family. It was kind of his recovery from that and his, I guess, becoming his addictions as well, and how he became part of the 118 and his trials, kind of starting at that job and having to try and get the respect of the team there. And I was thinking about this recently. I was thinking that it's kind of funny for an industry like firefighters and police. You would hope, because you're all there to help people and save lives, that when new people join, you'd be like, brilliant, amazing, new people, more people to help do your jobs, more people to have my back. But at least from this show, and I'm guessing probably quite rightly in the world as well, it just isn't that way. Like, people are very judgmental of you, and you have to prove yourself, which I hate. I hate that people in charge have to sometimes prove themselves to a company. Respect, I get respect should be earned, but my mindset is always, say I get a new manager in a job or something, I will follow them and respect them until they give me a reason not to. Like, I have to just trust them because they got that job for a reason. I know that's not always the case, and sometimes that backfires, and God knows I've worked with many managers that are terrible, but yeah, it's funny in this job how, like, Hen, Chimney, Bobby, everyone came in and was having a lot of trouble at the 118 before they started doing the job properly and having the respect. But then at the end, Buck walks in and straight away everyone's like, oh, hey, Buck. But I guess that also shows the leadership and how people do follow the leaders. And the guy before Bobby was awful, and he led that kind of thing against women and probably against people of other cultures, whereas Bobby is very inclusive and wants to lead people and just wants the best for everybody. So when Buck joined, he didn't have to prove himself and do all these trials. Anyway, good episode. This episode is called Careful What You Wish For. So careful what you wish for normally means that when you get something that you want or that you wish for, or particularly when there's like genie episodes of TV shows, kind of show that when you get something that you really want, it's not always what you expect it to be. So maybe someone gets into a relationship and it's not a good one, or maybe someone, I don't know, starts a new job, but it's terrible for them. Do you know, like, I'm trying to think of the way that careful what you wish for is probably going to apply to various different incidents that we have to go and investigate, or fires, or murders, or attacks, or whatever, throughout the episode. And yeah, I'm excited, because careful what you wish for, I do like it when they do things where I finally got what I want, but there's a twist. Obviously, it's not going to have a genie. It's not a supernatural show, but I'm looking forward to it. And especially because it's the penultimate episode of the season. At the end of the last episode, Bobby was basically relieved of duty, or basically told the guys that he's not going to be chief anymore. Do we get a new chief in this episode? We'll have to wait and see. Does someone that we know step up? I don't know. I'm excited to find out. So let's jump into the episode to find out what happens in this one. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode, if you're excited for the finale, and there's a Patreon link down below if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, as well as a couple more in advance ahead of YouTube. Alright, let's jump into 911 Season 2, Episode 17, Be Careful What You Wish For. Let's go.
Lotto fever has officially swept the Southland. The Golden State
lottery.
jackpot has climbed to an all-time high, sending Angelinos everywhere.
860 million, can you imagine?
Y'all heard him, folks. Y'all might as well save yourself the trouble. I got the winning ticket right here.
Got just this one wish. Just this one.
Go. Money falling from the sky. Oh god. Yeah, that's the problem. I'll grab a few and just leave. Oh! I can't believe I actually screamed. That scared the shit out of me.
Just jumped out of a building and landed on my car. Threw all his money off the roof and then decided to jump after it. Falls 20 stories and lives.
20 stories? How is that even possible?
We also got a few gritty bystanders with minor injuries. Not sure how you want to handle those.
That's up to the cap.
Mr. Captain.
Interim.
Chimney.
This is just temporary
Interim,
until
okay.
Bobby comes back.
Do you have anyone you need
Did he
us to
fall?
My wife left me, my kids hate me.
Was he pushed?
My only friend is suing me. Next time I go head first.
Oh,
All that money,
maybe
though.
not.
Why'd you throw it out the window?
That money ruined my life. A year ago, I'd have thought it solved all my problems. Just multiplied them.
Did he win the lottery as well?
Wait, what happened last year?
I won the lottery.
Careful what you wish for.
Hey, episode title. It is weird. You do see it a lot in the news that people win the lottery and it ruins their lives. Whereas I could think how many of my problems and my family's problems it will solve.
Like I won the lottery.
Oh, Eddie, get your legs out, Eddie.
I swear, that kid was born happy.
I have no idea where he gets it.
For me.
Oh, you. Mr. Broody?
Still don't know how I feel about these two, but it is good that they're happy.
What are we doing?
What do you mean?
I need to know what you want.
I won this.
Is that what I am to you? Christopher's mother? Because, hey, if that's what it is, it's fine.
It's
I
complicated.
need to know.
These last months.
Christine Estabrook, why's she in it again?
Really good.
She was that
I
one
don't know. I'm just waiting for a sign.
who
Something to know which way to step.
was hanging all the 911 calls up.
I think I might be pregnant.
I am going to plan us a real wedding. Obviously, I won't make
Hey.
decisions without you.
Oh, no. Feel free to pick out everything except the dress. All I need on that day are just you and the kids.
Oh.
All the other details, have at
You know,
it.
if there's an upside to this suspension, it's that I get a chance to really concentrate on this. Be safe out there, Sergeant. I love you.
I love you, too.
Oh, I can literally just watch these two. I'm surprised how quickly I've fallen in love with them as a couple. Seeing in season 1, I would never have put them together.
We need you back, Bobby.
Aye.
The race doesn't work without you.
It's Chim. Oh dear.
So we're doing lineups now.
What are you doing, Chimney?
Stow it, Buckley.
Buck, it's been 2 shifts, but I thought that having Chimney be in charge would be easier on all of you. He's your friend.
Chimney is my friend. Interim Captain Han? He's a monster.
So listen up.
I don't like this. I hate it. But it does happen.
Oppose me.
I've seen it happen in my own work.
Responsible chimney is freaking me out.
You get it nice and tight. Clean line. The 118 eats dinner as a family, even if it is crappy pizza. Sit down, Diaz.
Sorry, Cap. Won't happen again. I just sat there. I didn't know what to say.
Well, that's understandable.
I knew I loved her, but I didn't think I was ready to get married.
If you two do decide to have another baby, you'll figure it out. We already know you're a great dad.
I guess the question
He is a great dad.
can I be a good husband?
That is a question.
I don't know. It's just a stupid dancer. Probably shouldn't even go.
I like this girl. So ask her out, see what happens.
What if she laughs at me?
What
Well,
if she doesn't?
They all hate me.
They don't hate you, Jim.
No, they do. Just like a bad time.
It's fine.
You know,
stop
when the
being an
chief
ass
asked me to
then.
take over, I thought it would be fun, you know? A couple of weeks of bossing everyone around.
That's the problem.
Wash my car.
Bossing people
What's not to
around.
love?
Are you sure you're okay being here? Isn't it like an alcoholic touring a distillery?
oh.
So I didn't lose 195 pounds by being some fragile flower. That was sheer willpower.
I greatly admire that.
That, and I didn't want to hear the students call me Mr. Dufat.
I don't think I could ever give up chocolate.
Behind my back for another miserable
No matter
year.
how much I
Children
want
can
to
be
lose
so
weight.
cruel.
Oh no. Oh no. He's gonna fall in. Nice. Wouldn't that be like super hot? Oh. I mean, what's that? Is that white chocolate?
It's cocoa butter. Tempers the chocolate, decreases the viscosity.
Oh.
What? Stir.
Oh, you're just allowed to do that? I mean, to be fair, that chocolate would all have to be chucked out anyway. I think someone's been in it. So for health and safety, that would not be sellable.
I have no willpower.
I think my brother's going to kill himself.
Ma'am, I'm having trouble understanding you. You need to slow down. What's the address again?
225 Pinecrest Lane. I shouldn't have gone out.
It's not your
Nicole,
fault.
This is not your fault.
No.
Don't even think about that right now. You know that thing when you're in the thick of an emergency and you're helping someone and then help arrives and...
They hang up on you.
Yeah, and you never get to know how it ends. Don't you ever wonder?
all the time.
All the time, I was gonna say.
Pull the reports, Maddie, but I don't recommend it. If you don't read them, you can't know, and as long as you don't know, you can still hope.
For what?
Yeah. Is it better to know or just to wonder?
If you don't know how the story ends, then how do you know if you're doing it right? How do you know if you've made a difference?
You don't. That's why not everyone can do this. Though I was pretty sure you could.
I guess you can still surprise me after all.
Holy crap. That's twice this episode that I've pooed my pants.
Jim, this pulse
Is he
attack protocol. You're the captain.
I'm also the most experienced paramedic on site. 4-inch catheter, 10 gauge.
You can tell us to feed you. You can tell yourself later, I promise.
Ma'am, can you hear me? You're gonna feel a pinch, but it's gonna relieve the pressure.
I hate when people say you're gonna feel a little pinch. I know it really hurts. When you take a blood test and they go, it's just a little scratch. You're like, ow.
And now we're going to get some ice cream.
Oh, ice cream. Wow, I do not envy
I
you
love
for
ice
this
cream. So
When I
good.
call you later to complain, just don't say I told you so.
I am not going to be able to take the extra shift on Friday. I had something scheduled for the morning, but then they called and they needed it in the afternoon, so.
That's okay. I'll get someone else to cover.
Oh, see, that's what a good boss does. Okay,
It's a job
problem.
interview.
Sort it out.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be telling you that. It just feels weird hiding it. I spent
Do what's right for you,
years
Maddie.
not having a voice.
Do what's right for
And
you.
now that I do, it just feels like what I'm saying doesn't matter.
Oh, I think you underestimate yourself and your contribution here.
When you came back into our lives, I was so glad and afraid. I knew Christopher missed you, but I don't think I realized
How much I missed you too.
how much I did too.
Eddie,
I knew he was gonna say that.
And that little boy has taught me more about being a man than war ever did.
I love
You're
Christopher.
a good dad. You're a great dad.
It's not your kid, is it? The second one.
He deserves it. I want us to be a family again. I wished for a sign. And I got one.
I'm not pregnant.
Oh.
What?
I was just late. I freaked out, and then I freaked you out too, and I'm sorry.
Doesn't have to change how you
Be a
feel though,
relief, right?
but, Eddie.
It doesn't change a thing.
It does for me. And he needed to know that it wasn't his fault. That his mother didn't leave because she didn't love him. She left because she did. I never sent it, obviously. And then when I found out today that I wasn't pregnant, I took that letter out. I read it. Eddie, I never want to have to send that letter. Because if I try to do this again before I'm ready, there won't be a second chance. I can't fail him again. Or you. And I won't.
That's sweet.
So I'm
You should only ever have a baby when you're ready.
how to be someone's mother.
Look, I really appreciate that you and Sue were talking.
We never said that Sue and I were talking to each other.
We're gonna get through this together.
Who's this?
Nicole? Yeah. Wait, is Sam?
He's okay.
Oh, was that the guy on the
Got there in time, and
phone?
I got home in one piece. Because of you. Hearing your voice, it kept me focused. Gave me hope.
Your voice saved my life. Even
Are all
though
these
I
people that
didn't
she
hear it.
saved? Oh.
I was unconscious in labor.
Because of you, I made it home for Christmas.
Hey, was
Just because you said I would.
that the guy in the box?
Brandon. Seattle.
My emergency was I was an overworked idiot. But you made sure they found me.
You helped us find a way back to each other.
Did.
I probably would have hung up on you. I'm just being honest.
I knew she
Maddie
would
has
appear.
more patience than I ever did.
Oh, this is too cute.
Gloria.
I was wrong
About hanging up on people.
about the dead-end calls. The people that couldn't be saved. I always thought there was nothing I could do for them. But there was. I could have listened.
still doesn't seem like it's enough to make a difference.
It's not. Until it's your emergency. And then you realize that the middle is the scariest part. Because you don't just need help. You need hope.
Oh, God.
And that's what your voice is, Maddie. It's hope.
This is far too cute. I don't like it. That was so cute. I'm hoping that she's like learned that she does help people.
Minor injuries. Hang with me. Buck and Eddie, check the driver.
Oh, there's a lady. Is she all right?
Buck? What's going on?
I'm guessing not, but he's looking.
Eddie, wait, Eddie.
What?
Eddie, let me handle this. How bad is it? It's bad. Spinal injury? Maybe worse.
Oh.
Hey, are you here?
I'm here.
Oh, God. This is so embarrassing.
Get in there and say goodbye to your wife.
God, I thought I was done crying for the
I don't
episode.
feel anything. That can't be good, right? Leaving again. I'm so sorry. I love a little more time.
And go.
It's a baby.
Oh, what? I didn't get a tissue this time. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared.
Dear Christopher, I'm sure you're wondering where I am. Or maybe not. You're so young, maybe you've already adapted to a world without me. I've made a lot of mistakes. They weigh on me. Some days it feels like they're gonna pull me under. Some days I wish they would.
I don't want to watch this.
But always know that I love you, baby. Even if it's from a distance.
It's a beautiful shot.
I think I withheld medical care for a patient, and she died.
Jim. She was dead when we got there.
I was going to say, it sounded like she
It
was going
just took
anyway.
a few minutes for her brain to catch up with her body.
You know, I keep going it over and over again in my head. Well, I have been a little on the insufferable side.
You've been a nightmare. But still, the truth is,
oh God,
this promotion has left me a little conflicted. I mean, as your friend, I want to see you succeed, but
you didn't think I could do it.
You've been a bitch.
I knew you could do it. My fear was once you realized you could do it. Life as a paramedic, as my partner,
Oh.
wouldn't be good enough.
Oh.
I miss it, you know. Being in the ambulance with you, kicking ass, saving lives. I feel like everything's changing.
Not this.
Hmm.
But you're still my best friend, Jim.
He's only interim captain. Bobby might come back.
It's never gonna change.
Hopefully.
We don't have to do this today.
I thought it'd be a good distraction, but
Yeah, it feels wrong. Yeah. Looking at wedding venues when Eddie's planning a funeral.
seeing him in the hospital, it just took me right back.
Okay. Let's just go home.
She's so supportive of him. Oh.
What kind of couple are we? Backyard barbecue? Destination wedding?
That's a bomb. Another bomb.
You okay?
A suspicious package was left on the doorstep of a home in Westwood sometime in the afternoon.
Oh.
Westwood.
2 bombs in 1 week? That's not a coincidence.
No.
It's a serial bomber just getting started.
Serial bomber. Ooh, leading into the finale. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to 911 Season 2, Episode 17. Careful what you wish for, the penultimate episode of the season. I've got one more episode left, and I'm excited. So, where do we even start? Other than the fact that episode made me cry at least twice, almost 3 times probably, but at least twice. So, let's start with Chimney being the interim captain. I was quite excited at first because I love Chimney, and he's really cool, and we've seen so many storylines where he's been like kind of sidelined a lot, like when he joined the 118, and I'm pretty sure it's been a while now, but when he first started at when we first started the season, like season 1, wasn't there a storyline about him being sidelined a bit? Maybe it was because of the accident, I can't fully remember, but yeah, the fact that they kind of trusted him enough to him to step up was awesome. But then I was very fearful very quickly that it's going to be a typical someone who's really nice, really kind, really sweet, gets a bit of power, and it changes how they are. Because I've worked with people, I can think of one person in particular, a previous job that I worked at. She was so friendly and lovely, and we used to be really close. We just moved different departments, and we kind of drifted quite a lot, but she was, every time we saw each other, we'd stop and have a chat, and she'd be lovely. And then when she became a manager and changed, and I heard a story, I don't know if this is true, but I heard it from multiple people, so I'm guessing there was some truth to it, where she was quite friendly with some of the people in the department that she became a manager of. So when she became a manager, she spoke to them and said, "We're not friends anymore, I'm now your boss, so we can't be friends anymore." And I'm like, that's awful. Like, obviously, in some companies, it's complicated, like here with the friendship boss dynamic. But I hate when people change when they become a manager. I mean, you've got to change how you are as a worker in terms of you've got to take more responsibility, you've got to think about things differently to how some of the people at a different position will think. But as a person, you can still be a good person and a kind person and support and take care of your employees. So it was funny, but also frustrating to see Chimney changing quite a bit and becoming a bit of a hard ass. And he said it himself, he was like, I thought it'd be funny to boss people around for 2 weeks, and therein lies the problem. You thought being bossy would be funny, whereas if you were just Chimney but you had more power and responsibility and you spoke differently about, and you had different things to do, people would fully be on board, as they were when you proved yourself that you are good at your job, rather than coming in and just, and this is kind of, it just contradicts what I said at the beginning about you shouldn't have to prove yourself. I agree with that, but I don't think Chimney needed to prove himself. He needed to because he started off being an arsehole, and it's like, well, why? But if he was just Chimney and was like Chimney all along, I don't think he would have had any problems whatsoever. So I love this scene at the end with him and Hen and how they spoke, and she was worried that he would change and not want to be her partner anymore, but he does, and he misses it. And so I'm hoping Bobby comes back. Obviously, he was in the episode as a supportive character, giving everyone advice and being that amazing Bobby that he is. But I'm hoping he's back soon. I hope, I pray. But it could be the finale, it could be someone completely different comes in, and that's a lead into series 3. Like, Bobby's gone, someone new's here. We'll have to wait and see. On to the Maddie storyline. That was really... It was sad, but it wasn't sad. It was nice, but it wasn't nice. It was kind of conflicting because if the best thing for Maddie to do is to leave the call centre, do it. I support people who change jobs because it's the best thing for their mental health, their physical health. I've done it. I know people that should do it and don't do it. And so if it was the best thing for her to do, I would absolutely have supported her. As much as I would miss her being the person on the other side of the phone, because I find her really great at her job and her voice is soothing. And in a crisis, that's the kind of person you'd want to speak to because they would calm you down. And it's not just that she's a calming influence, but she's also very knowledgeable about medical stuff. So you want someone who can relax you, but also give you good information. And she has all that. But understandable that she's having these calls and she doesn't see the end of them. Now, another little story about my old work. This is from the same place as that the manager that I told you about when I was been on the phones and stuff. When Maddie was saying about how you don't know how it ends, and the dude whose name I cannot remember, it'll come to me. The guy who works there, who's like her trainer, he was her trainer. When he said to her, sometimes you don't want to know. Like, you can look at the records, but sometimes it's best not to know. I fully agree with that. So there was a story in my old job. I didn't take the call. My friend, who was my friend at the time, took the call. And it was a woman who was basically having a miscarriage, I think it was. And she had to go to hospital, but we had our, because I basically worked, if you don't remember, because I've talked about it before, for a company that puts tags on people and keeps them at home for criminal reasons. They have to be on tag and they have to stay at home 7 hours a day. She wanted to leave the house because said she was having a miscarriage. We can't let people leave, but we also say if you need to go to hospital, by all means go, but we can't approve it. But if you do go, get the medical letters to prove that you're there, get them to call us, that kind of thing, so we can at least put down, this is why you weren't there in case the police call us, because we have to let them know sometimes if you're not at home, blah, 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 blah. There was this one, she had a miscarriage, we said, go to hospital. The guy looked into it afterwards to see that how they were. Turns out she wasn't having a miscarriage. She left because, I can't remember the full details about the timings and things, but essentially she left the property to go and stab 2 people. And we were like, yeah, go to hospital, go. Obviously that wasn't the guy's fault because we were doing just our job as we know how to. If someone's had a medical emergency, you let them go. But it's one of those things, if you look into it, you kind of don't always like what you find out, and sometimes it's best to kind of not know how things went as much as you'd like to know. But the scene when he got all the people together that she'd helped, I don't know how ethical it is to ring people from like private 191 calls that she's taken and find their details and ring them to say, oh, is everything okay? Oh, great. Can you come and speak to Maddie? I don't know how ethical that actually is in real life, but from a narrative, movie, TV point of view, it was really sweet. And watching all these people that she'd saved and people that we know from stories, the woman from, I think it was just before the earthquake hit, so probably the first episode of this season, who was on the billboard thing, wanted to jump off, and did she want to jump off? Did she want to shoot somebody? I can't really remember what it was. I think she wanted to shoot herself, maybe. Then there was a guy who I believe was the guy who was in the box over Christmas, and he got locked in the box, and she left the phone on, and we kept ringing it, and then there was the woman from this episode who was trying to get back to her brother who tried to kill himself. Oh, it was so cute, and really, it really touched me, because like I said last time, all the time before, at some point I said it about this episode, this show, it's so heartwarming for a show that is about a lot of death and fire and accidents, and we'll get to the accidents in a minute, but it was so heartwarming to see the impact that she has, and that we show her the impact that you save people's lives every day. And the worst part of this trauma, you're focused on the fact that you don't see the ending, but the worst part of this experience for everybody involved, for the people involved, like the people going through it, is the part where they're in a panic, they need to get 911, need to get ambulances there. That's usually the worst part, because the panic and the fear sets in and they need hope, and she gives them that. And so maybe she's going to stay, maybe not, but I'm hoping that maybe they've done enough to keep her. But if it isn't the right thing for her, then by all means leave. But that was a really, really sweet scene. The chocolate factory thing was just funny. Like, I couldn't go to a chocolate factory because I would be like him. I don't want to dive into one of the vats, but obviously we know, as is proved, that's not a good idea. But it was just a funny thing to see, and luckily he got out okay. And then we get to the main other one that I can remember, which is the car accident. I was talking over the beginning of the car accident to talk about my feelings about the Maddie stuff, I think. Because I just thought it was going to be another car accident, they're going to help somebody, yada yada. It turned out it wasn't that, and it was Eddie's wife that was in the car accident and died. So she thought she was pregnant. He decided that he kind of wanted to be with her. She said she wants a divorce because she didn't want to upset Christopher again. That's a really hard thing for her to deal with. Like, you don't want to let your son down again, so you just maybe don't want to be a part of the family. It was confusing. I didn't fully understand whether she was saying she wants a divorce because she's just going to part ways with them and just say, look, I don't want to let him down again, and if I get too invested, I definitely will, so I'm just going to go now before it gets too much. Or was it like, I don't want to be married to you, and I don't want another kid, but I still want to be part of Christopher's life. That's kind of what I thought it was. You can let me know down below. In the midst of it all, I got a bit lost. But then she got hit by a car and killed, which was so out of the blue. And whilst I like it when shows sometimes do deaths that are so sudden and out of the blue, like there's two particular ones in Buffy that I can think about, won't spoil them, and there was one in Grey's Anatomy, not Grey's Anatomy, was it Grey's Anatomy or was it House? There was one where a character, again I won't spoil it, I think it was House because I haven't watched all of Grey's Anatomy. There was one where a character who was a main character just randomly killed themselves, and it was so out of the blue that I know a lot of fans at the time didn't like it, but it was kind of to show you never know what's going on behind closed doors, and it was so upsetting. But it happened. You know, you never know. I know people that I work with that I think are happy all the time, blah, blah, but you just never know what's going on behind the scenes. That's why I always say be kind to people, be nice to people, because you just never know. Where did I get there from? Oh yeah, sudden deaths. Okay, it was sad. Sia died. Like, I'm still not sure how I feel about her character, because whilst I did take a big break, I remember that she was not around for a while. She left them, she walked off, and then she came back into their lives, but it was still very much like she didn't know. She wanted to be a part of their lives, but then Eddie was keeping her hidden, and it was really awkward because she was trying to be the mum again, but he was keeping her away from them. And I still never fully fell in love with the character, but I was definitely warming up to her. And then she died. And I feel sorry for her, obviously, for Eddie, for Christopher. His mum's now died. That's awful. And that was really sad, and sudden, really sudden. Well, like I said before, does happen. I don't know what to say about it. It was just sad, but I have nothing to say about it. I just don't know. I was shocked when it was her. I feel really sorry for the people, the family, and I hope that Eddie is okay eventually, and that Christopher's okay. And I like that it had the impact on Athena and Bobby's, that they were going to look at wedding venues for the wedding, and he said, I just don't feel this is right, and Athena just went, okay, let's just do it another time. They're so nice as a couple, I love them. But this was a really good episode. This is what I missed about the past couple of episodes of 911, as much as I really enjoyed particularly the last episode, not as much now, the Oceans one, but that was okay. This is the episode that I love, where there's a storyline and it gets me really emotional, and the next one's funny, and the next one's emotional, and it all intermingles with the characters' lives from the 911. That was so good. That was a really good episode. I loved it, and I'm really excited for the finale, as we got this bomber, this guy who's leaving bombs on people's doorways. We saw the one go off on that porch of the guy and the woman. She shook it and it went off, and then at the end we saw the news report and there's another bomber. So there's a bomber going around, and we'll have to wait and see how that pans out in the finale. Is it going to be someone that we know? I'd be surprised if it was. It would be cool if it links back to maybe a previous person that we've been involved with, whether it's someone that's worked in the past, or maybe someone that's like a call that they've had in the past with someone they've saved, someone they couldn't save, someone they tried to save, something like that. It'd be cool if it all links back to that, but we'll have to wait and see if it's like a... Because this show hasn't had like ongoing storylines yet. You know, like in most procedural shows, like I even know when I used to watch CSI and things back in the day, every now and again they'd have a season where there was like a serial killer that would come into it for 3 episodes throughout the season, and then towards the finale they'll solve it, or something like that. They've not had that yet. Maybe in series 3 they will, or season 4, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and please take a look at the Patreon link down below in the description box for the full reaction to this episode, as well as the last one in series 2, and probably the first one in series 3, if not more than that. We'll have to wait and see how far ahead I can get. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon for the finale of season 2 of 911. Bye, guys. Stay safe.